Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a real tapestry of change. We're unpacking a completely fascinating digest of recent articles that cover everything from massive global tech disruptions all the way down to some deeply personal community stories. We've sourced this material from Connection Magazine and Advanced Television Reports, and honestly, what's amazing is how these seemingly unrelated topics weave together to show us how we navigate the future while honoring the past. Here is our agenda for today. We'll be looking at the AI technology race, shifts in modern soccer, preserving history and science, and finally, empowering voices and families. Let's jump right in. Section 1, the AI technology race, a struggle for cognitive sovereignty. So let's start with this really thought-provoking op-ed by Deborah Diselitz in Connection. She actually frames the current AI boom as what she calls the logic wars. And to do this, she digs up a fascinating 1946 study by anthropologist Ruth Benedict to decode the wildly different cultural mindsets driving our tech today. It's honestly a brilliant lens to view all this AI hype through. You can see the contrast she points out right here. On one side, you've got America's civ mind. This is highly individualistic. People acting rationally, but driven absolutely by speed. The fear of slowing down is real. It's like unilateral disarmament in the tech race. But then, look at Japan's proper station ethic. It's totally different. It's a hierarchical web of obligations prioritizing collective duty. That means they actually have the cultural brake pedal, so to speak, to hit pause on technology if it threatens deeper human values. And the historical context she provides is just mind-blowing. Diselitz points out that AI is just the latest swing in a 250-year pendulum of extractivism. Think about it like this. Railroads took about 50 years to really solidify their dominance and rules. The US dollar took 30 years to reshape global finance. AI, with how fast it spreads, it might only take 15 years. Because of that terrifying speed, she argues we desperately need hierarchical rebalancing. Basically, we need the courage to hit pause, protect our own cognitive sovereignty, and remember that slow, careful human craft, that's a feature, not a bug. Moving on to Section 2, Shifts in Modern Soccer, the Fall of Tech, the Rise of a Prodigy. Okay, check out this timeline. We're looking at a pretty wild juxtaposition here. On the business side, we have the rise and fall of the La Liga Plus streaming platform. It launched in July 2019 as this big testing ground for self-broadcasting, but it just couldn't compete with the traditional networks. It's officially shutting down on June 30th, 2026. The tech just couldn't force a new consumption habit. But right in the middle of that corporate stumble, in April 2023, a 15-year-old kid steps onto the pitch for Barcelona. Enter Lamine Yamal. This kid is a pure product of Barcelona's legendary La Masia Academy. Imagine making your first team debut at just 15 years old, 9 months, and 16 days old. Reports are saying he's brought a joy back to the sport that folks thought was gone for good. They're comparing him to Neymar for his boundless energy and Messi for his peerless vision. No pressure, right? Now, I want you to look at this number, 3. By age 18, Yamal has already won 3 Spanish League titles. To put that into perspective for you, that is more Spanish League titles than Cristiano Ronaldo won in his entire career. Unbelievable. Heading into the 2026 World Cup, Yamal is Spain's prodigious hope. It really just goes to show corporate broadcasting strategies might flop, but raw generational human talent, it's always going to captivate us. All right, Section 3, Preserving History and Science, Loss and Celebration. Shifting gears to the local level, we're reminded just how fragile our scientific progress really is. The sources report a devastating fire at the 1940s-era USF Marine Science Lab in St. Petersburg, suspected to have been caused by lightning. The potential losses here are just gut-wrenching. We're talking decades-old marine samples in sub-zero freezers, crucial microbial water studies, high-level analytical instruments, and literally irreplaceable global marine ecology data. It's a harsh reminder of how vulnerable our collective knowledge can be. But, while we mourn the potential loss of that scientific data, we also get to celebrate our living history. Case in point, this upcoming Tallahassee event highlighted in Connexion, hosted by Theater with a Mission. For May 29th to 31st, they're celebrating America's 250th birthday by inviting families to step right back into 1776 Florida. There are historical dances, a King George III birthday cake, reenactments, the whole shebang. It's just a wonderfully energetic way to keep the past vibrantly alive in the present. Which brings us to our final section, number 4, Empowering Voices and Families, Personal Reflections.
Funneling down from all these global and historical events, we find some deeply personal stories in Connection magazine. Take the Bohemian Babushka, for example. In her Mayo K. Ryo column, she talks about how ridiculously fast the year flies by and urges us to just pause and appreciate our mothers. And that exact same sentiment is beautifully echoed in Cheryl Bolt's touching tribute to her children's stepmom, Debbie.
Bolt uses this powerful quote from Proverbs, "Her children rise up and call her blessed." She uses it to honor Debbie, who recently passed away. And what really strikes a chord here is that Debbie never used the word stepchildren. She completely adopted her husband's kids into her heart, showing the profound, joyful impact a mother figure can have on a blended family. It proves that love isn't about prefixes, it's about presence. That theme of personal empowerment flows right into this piece by Paulina Aguilar on finding your voice. Her mantra here translates to, "My voice reflects who I am. I trust what I feel. I speak with clarity, confidence, and truth." She challenges women to take off the cultural shoes they were handed as children, expectations that just don't fit the women they are becoming. She's saying, stop staying silent just to keep the people around you comfortable. So, I want to leave you with this question for your own self-reflection today, inspired by Eguar. Where in your life are you staying quiet when you already know what you want to say? And more importantly, what are you going to do to change that? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and seriously, don't ever be afraid to use your voice.